Hello, Crocodiles class. What a special treat to be able to record a story for you this morning. Now, I came across this story over the weekend with my children at home. It's called Izzy Gizmo, and I think this is a really special story because it's got some important messages in it for us all about some of the frustrations involved in learning and some really important messages for us and tips on how to make it a bit easier. So listen carefully. Izzy Gizmo, a girl who loved to invent, carried her tool bag wherever she went in case she discovered a thing to be mended or a gadget to tweak to make it more splendid. And there she is, look, doing all her amazing inventing. Can you spot her tool bag there? I wonder what that machine does. It looks very impressive, doesn't it? But the trouble with things that have dials and switches is they don't always work. They have certain glitches. The T-Mendus, for instance, did such a fine job till out popped a piston and off dropped a knob. Have a look there, you can see what the T-Tastic is doing. I wonder what it should have been doing. Then the swirly Spagsonic for eating spaghetti turned Grandpa's wallpaper into confetti. The Beard-tastic had Grandpa nearly perfectly styled till the foam overflowed and the clippers went wild. Well, Isabel, who was so clever and bright, would get rather cross when things didn't go right. And she huffed, "It's a duff! I've had it! I quit!" She kicked her invention and called it a twit. Isabel fumed. Grandpa smiled and chuckled. "You can't give up just 'cause that thingy bob buckled. Now trust me, young lady, sometimes you need to try again and again if you want to succeed." Perhaps Grandpa was right, but still Isabel sighed. She picked up her tool bag and she wandered inside. Kicking the stones on the path as she walked, Izzy jumped at a bump. Up ahead, something squawked. From the clouds, a poor crow had taken a tumble and landed kapoom in a feathery jumble. Izzy ran to the vet's, but the vet shook his head. "His wings are too broken to fix," the vet said. "Perhaps take him home and there you could try to teach him to live as a crow who can't fly." Day after day, Izzy thought she had found something fun for her crow to do on the ground, like digging for worms and racing fat slugs, hopscotch and hoopla, and searching for bugs. But the heartbroken crow simply gazed at the sky as the other birds sang and flew happily by. One night with the crow in the folds of her sweater, Izzy sighed, "Oh, I wish I could make him feel better. I've tried. He won't play, he won't drink, he won't eat." She was so very close to admitting defeat. Grandpa said, "Izzy, don't give up on him now. I know you can do it. Just work out how." Then Grandpa passed Izzy her gadgety things, and she knew what to do. "I'll invent some wings." Izzy piled up her books and she started to read. Then she made a long list of the things she would need. She searched for some batteries and old electronics, dismantled a mixer and the swirly Spagsonic. The crow watched entranced and he held Izzy's drill while she bent, bashed and battered and walloped until... Ta-da! Izzy fastened the wings with a strap, but they hummed and they twitched, far too heavy to flap. Ah! Izzy yelled. I'm no good at succeeding. The crow softly cawed, his beady eyes pleading. What now? Izzy sighed. Try again, Grandpa said. Okay, follow me. And with that, off she sped. Izzy dived in a pond where she borrowed a pump. Then she took from an engine 2 sprockets, a sump. Izzy fastened the wings. They were light, they were curvy. But the wings the wrong shape turned the crow topsy-turvy. Poor crow. Things are not going well, are they? I give up, Izzy yelled with a furious frown. The crow sadly cawed as he hung upside down. So Izzy unscrewed the head from the shower, found special circuits to adjust the wing's power, and finally, using her trusty old pliers, she borrowed the motors from 2 big blow dryers. Yes, Izzy said, the right shape, perfect weight. But one wing flapped madly, and the crow couldn't fly straight. I've had it, yelled Izzy, heading straight for a bin. But the crow blocked her path. He just wouldn't give in. Izzy twizzled and tinkered, and using his beak, the tip-tapping crow gave the screws a good tweak. Then he loosened the cog from Grandpa's old mixer. You can fly, Izzy cried. Oh, your name should be Fixer. After 2 loop-the-loops, Fixer came into land and stood happily cawing upon Izzy's hand. You tried very hard, Grandpa said, and succeeded. You kept at it, Izzy. You did what was needed. But don't pack your tools up. Your day's not quite ended. A few things around here need to be mended. We've really enjoyed this story in our home over the weekend, and as I read it to my children, I thought about you, Crocodile class. I thought about all those little crocs working away at home on their learning, and some of the bumps you might be having along the way. I think there's something we can all take from Izzy, and that is if we keep trying, if we are determined and courageous, we will get to our end goal in the end. Crocodile class, I wish you a happy day of learning. We miss your glorious faces, and we really look forward to seeing you back at school sometime soon. But in the meantime, we send you all our love and cheery best wishes for a happy day of learning at home. Bye-bye.